And as the world is still trying to recover from the Wuhan virus, if you think the worst is behind us, I have some bad news for you. Another deadly microorganism has been found, and this time it's an amoeba called Naegleria fowleri, or to put it simply, the brain-eating amoeba. What does it do? It doesn't only target your immune system or lungs, it can attack your brain. Hence the name, brain-eating amoeba. And this amoeba has sent alarm bells ringing around the world after claiming its first victim. The Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency, or the KDCA, has confirmed the deadly microorganism has killed a South Korean national in his 50s. The man had returned from Thailand on the 10th of December, and the very next day, he was hauled to a hospital. He showed early symptoms of meningitis. He suffered from headaches, fever, vomiting, slurred speech. The doctors conducted several tests, and what they found was terrifying. The man's body contained a gene that was 99.6% identical to that of a meningitis patient. You see, in meningitis, the protective membranes around the brain and spinal cord get infected. It can lead to seizures and permanent brain damage, and if it is not treated promptly, it can lead to death. And that is what has happened with the South Korean national. He died 10 days after being admitted. Meningitis can be caused by a host of virus and bacteria, but for this man, it was caused by the brain-eating amoeba. Let's understand this deadly pathogen. Naegleria fowleri is a free-living amoeba. It is commonly found in soil and warm fresh water like lakes, rivers, and hot springs. It can enter your body when you go swimming or diving and ingest contaminated water through your nose. It's a common assumption that fresh water bodies are free of harmful bacteria, but that is not always true. So you might want to think before diving headfirst into a river. Not just that, you can also get infected if you clean your nose with contaminated water. Now, we don't mean to scare you, but people have been infected from recreational waters as well. That was when the pools were not adequately chlorinated. Now, imagine going to a water park and coming back with a deadly infection. Who would have thought? And what happens once it enters your body? The amoeba directly aims for your brain. It destroys the brain tissues and causes meningitis. The symptoms can typically be observed within 5 days of infection, but it has an incubation period ranging from 1 to 12 days. And the most concerning part is the infection is almost always fatal. It has a death rate of 97%. But thankfully, it is a rare disease. As of 2018, over 380 cases have been reported across the world. This includes the US, China, Thailand, Japan, and India. So far, America has reported the highest number of cases. 154 US citizens have been infected since the 1960s, out of which only 4 have survived. Now, South Korea has reported its first ever death from the brain-eating amoeba, and the way it has happened may remind you of the COVID-19 pandemic. A person goes overseas and gets infected. He returns to his country, gets admitted, and dies. Now, again, we don't aim to incite fear, but it is inevitable to draw parallels in a post-pandemic world. In the recent years, we have realized that small microorganisms can bring an entire world to a halt. It can cause millions of deaths and topple economies. And with new variants being discovered so frequently, it's only natural to be wary of infections like this one, especially when it has such a high death rate. KDCA says the odds of human-to-human transmission of the amoeba are low, but it has still asked the local residents to take precautions. This is what the KDCA head, Ji Young-mi, has said in a press release. I'm quoting. To prevent the infection, we recommend avoiding swimming and leisure-related activities and using clean water when traveling to areas where cases have been reported. The risk of infection is not high, but most cases start through swimming, so it's best to be cautious. The infections are likely to occur in summer months as the amoeba thrives in higher temperatures. Cases are commonly reported among males under 14 years. The precise reasons for that are not known, but it could be because children of that age are more likely to indulge in water activities. Unlike COVID-19 cases that start skyrocketing in the winter months, we are relatively safe from the brain-eating amoeba at this point in time. But who knows if a new variant is detected in the near future? If the KDCA has urged the residents to take precautions, it might know something that others do not. So it's best to be safe. The world cannot afford to witness another global disease disaster. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.